Hello there, this is going to be a general love reading for all signs. Whew, I know the energy has been all over the place, right? We have a lot of, I guess, energy being felt because, Uranus just went retro a week and a half, 2 weeks ago or so. Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius sun sign. Even though my moon is in Capricorn, I am an Aquarius. You have a lot of things popping off, right? You have Mercury in retro, it's Virgo season, just a lot of changes, right, in the air. And, pretty much a lot of people feel this change in the air quite specifically because of sorry, my camera's all over the place and so I feel like my angle's a little bit weird because I had to move my ring light. There's just a lot of changes and newness in the air, and change does not always feel great in the beginning. That's why they call it growing pains, huh? So I know that for some, it's not the most pleasant of feelings, and for some it is. You immediately right off the bat have dreaming of you. There's an energy of this romanticizing of the subconscious mind being really at play right now. Might be, you really might have dreams of people. I had a weird dream about somebody a couple nights ago. Someone I have never met yet. It was just weird. And oddly, I still remember the person's name, and it's just like weird shit like that, right? So like the dream state, subconscious mind might be really weird. But this could be someone that you're dreaming of that you already know of, or they know you. You have going with the flow, right? So you have dreaming of you and go with the flow. And it is, again, that very dreamy, sort of go with the flow, kind of catch the wave and just go with it. It's like a going with it vibe. I feel like somebody is finally going with the flow of feeling something. Could be holy motherfuck romantic feelings on the bottom of the deck. This is my C'est La Vie Oracle. If you have not pre-ordered your order of my 4 decks, they're on my website right now, saltwaterhealstarot.com. Below this video, click the word more. It will take you to all of the info, and that first link will be there for my website. Okay, I don't put these on sale all the time. It's very exclusive. I had them for sale before, stocked them, put them for sale. This is going to be the last time probably for you to get your hands on any of my 4 Oracle decks. Now we do have, I said, see, somebody here is finally sort of allowing themselves to ride the wave of feelings. And that's how I would like to word it, because I want to word it in a very sort of romantical kind of a vibe, because that's what this feels like. It feels like it's very romantic. And there is this very dreamy feeling. We've talked about that for fucking years since I've been at the apartment on the beach, of waking up and someone wakes up in love overnight, just like that. They wake up with feelings. And it's very Billy Ocean. Wake up suddenly, you're in love. And that could be this, right? The dreaming of you, waking up, feeling in love, going with the flow of it. I've got feelings, fuck, what do I do? Should I fight it? Nah. Maybe this person's fought their feelings before. Maybe you have. There's something here on the bottom of the deck that I did see earlier, and I'm kind of like, how does this place? How does this place? Because it doesn't always mean it places. It doesn't mean it always is what it is, but I'm feeling that now. Yeah, it's twin flamey. And I'm not talking about the generic twin flame shit that people would try and sell you on. These generic ass videos out there, whether you're talking on any platform of social media, where they're trying to get you to think that something toxic and one-sided is a sacred union, aka twin flame, and it's not. In order to even become, I would want to even say, eligible for the twin flame anything, one must first become in union with self. And in order for you to become in union with self, this would mean you would have to have gone through a huge fucking metamorphosis. We talked about it earlier, that growing pains, changes, they don't always feel so great in the beginning. If you've been on a spiritual journey and you've crashed and burned and risen up from your ashes, if you have been betrayed, if you have been cheated on, if you have been abused, if you have been on the opposite end where you were the villain of the story, right? Whatever the storyline is, and there's quite a few for each of us. There's many storylines to it. We've been the villain. We've been fucking Snow White. Taylor Swift says, I've been the archer and I've been the prey. Yes. You would have to have gone through all of that, being the archer and the prey, going through this whole spiritual awakening, cracking open, to even be considered eligible for a twin flame any fucking thing. Why? Because that's what we've learned on this journey. So this is two souls that have been through some shit. They glow right now because they've been cracked open like a glow stick. So there is this really, really deep energy of, again, it's a generic term, but we'll use it. I found you when I found me. Someone here found themselves. They're almost settling into their new vibration, and then boom, Kanani, here we go. Even just my particular C'est La Vie Oracle, I created it to be sort of romantic and pastel colory and beachy, coastal vibes. And it's just screaming those kinds of energies. So, Secret Admirer. Does someone have their eye on you that you're unaware of? Yeah. Doesn't mean you're not aware of who they are. It could be someone you know, but you're unaware that this is how they feel. Or this is how they've always felt, or this is how they newly feel. And then don't get me wrong, for some of you, it could be you walk into the grocery store and boom, someone sees you when you walk in and you don't know them. It's a fucking secret admirer in 2 seconds. Secret admirer doesn't always have to be this long, drawn out, stalker-ish, borderline fucking you know, from Netflix. The character you. It doesn't have to always be all that. Someone here is realizing after however this works, but it's probably a dreamlike state, meaning literally sleeping, dreaming, daydreaming, or just this sort of whimsical, romantical, dreamy kind of a feeling, and they realize they have feelings or they catch feelings in that exact moment, like that. The secret admirer energy feels like Cupid's arrow. Funny I said that earlier, right? About the archer and the prey. It's like Cupid's arrow shot somebody in the ass. And shooting them in the ass creates this almost awestruck, from head to toe, drenched in the feeling of love. The fuck was that? Good news. Some of you receiving good news because it's a new season for you. It's a new cycle. Some of you, you're getting things that are happening that aren't so great, but they are good news in disguise, right? Blessings in disguise, if you will. You do have the ebb and flow card here as well, too. Because I think a lot of it is ebb and flow, good and bad, right? See, it's not always going to be a high in life. That's impossible, and that's not the way it is. Ebb and flow, but that can also be the emotions that this person has felt. For some of you, let's say this is a connection that's been fucking ongoing, and it's just like, oh my God, I'm over it. And it comes in and it goes, and it comes in and it goes. And even for yourself, your feelings for someone or of love in general, they come and they go, they come and they go. That's the whole ebb and flow. It's an overwhelming feeling that comes and it goes, and it comes and it goes. This comes and it doesn't go away. See what I'm saying? Comes, but it does not fucking go away. Again, if you want to pre-order this deck, it's my C'est La Vie Oracle. So these feelings have come. They have been realized. And this is creating great change. Holy fuck. The first card from the tarot deck's the Magician. See how the Magician is conjuring something? Something is being worked up, brewed up, cooking. Something's being cooked up. You know what I mean? It's that feeling of like something magical is happening below the surface or behind the scenes that you may not be fully aware of. You might not know. You may not have seen this. This can also be like that energy of somebody here is finally willing to put effort into something. Someone here might be ready now to put their energy towards this feeling and this thought to create a new beginning, to create another beginning, to create magic. I mean, it's a fucking magician. It definitely feels like there's something that's brewing. Something is happening. Oh my lordy jeez. Look at what the fuck it is. The Ace of Cups. Remember I said earlier, I found you when I found me? That's self-love, first and foremost. And because you found you, that's what generates this. It's this conjuring almost. It's almost like calling it in. It's like calling it in by loving the fuck out of yourself, calling it in via magnetic attraction. When you're in love with yourself, it's almost like and you're at a higher vibration, you're going to attract that in. This is meeting another person who is not only going to love the fuck out of you, but they love the fuck out of themselves, and not in a narcissistic way, but in a healthy way that we're supposed to love ourselves. This is beautiful fucking energy. Ace of Cups also symbolizes new love. And there is this feeling of, how do I say it? Spiciness, desire, which is exactly why I'm going to go and pull from my Crimson Secrets Oracle. Yet again, up for pre-order. Remember now, if you order these pre-orders, they come from out of country. They take about 4 to 6 weeks. Well worth the wait, though. That travel. This card has been coming up non-stop, basically, for I don't know how many months. Travel. There's something here about not the norm, or it could literally be just that. They're traveling or you're traveling when you meet. Something about the travel invokes this thing. Now, whether that creates this domino effect of action and movement, which now allows the path to be open for these two paths to be crossed, or whether it conjures something up and it tells somebody, it makes somebody feel like they're getting FOMO almost, like, well, this person's traveling and I have these feelings for them, and I'm just afraid that like they're gonna go away and get swept up away and go meet someone when they're traveling, and then I lose out. I mean, and here you go with the melancholy bottom of the deck. They're feeling some sort of, it's like FOMO. The perfect fucking match. And storm brewing. I mean, that's exactly what the Magician is, remember? It's a conjuring. It is something brewing. I used the word, I believe, literal brewing earlier. Yes, it's a storm brewing. And the storm that's brewing is love and romance and desire. I mean, for some of you, it could be, there's a spontaneous, it could be the most spontaneous interaction you've ever had. And it doesn't feel like it's temporary and one person's crushed because I didn't realize it was temporary. This can also be for some of you that this is not the end all be all. It's not the one you're going to marry, but this could be someone that's upcoming that you're going to meet, that it's going to be a season and a reason, and it's going to be an amazing season with them. And it is this openness. I think what a lot of, especially the feminines do nowadays, and probably tales old as time, but especially nowadays, is they meet someone and they just automatically have this idea that it has to be the one. And even if it's not the one, they try to force it to be the one. And that's where a lot of issues happen. as opposed to reading the room and feeling it out of what it is and accepting what it is and taking it for what it is or not. Because you always have the option to not partake in it, which probably for most of you is best, because if you want different things, and if what you want is not what this is, what the fuck are you doing? You're literally breaking your own heart. And then it's crying because the man's so terrible. Are they so terrible? Well, fuck love. Is love so terrible? Well, fuck this. Is it all that? Or are you not making the best decisions for self? We got to take responsibility for ourselves, don't we? Make better choices for ourselves. Independence. I mean, that is that kind of an energy of independence. It's about knowing better, doing better, being your own boss. This is someone here who doesn't listen to what people say. They're not a follower. They're not desperate, so they don't need some money. Right? They're independent. They're just doing their own thing. They are like the emperor of their own kingdom, or the empress, right? You know what I'm saying? King or queen of their own kingdom. You have your commitment. I mean, that's basically what the fuck is brewing here. Now, again, what I said is that it may not always be forever. This could be for a season and a reason, and it could actually be the most amazing 2 weeks of your life. It could be the most amazing 20 years of your life, whatever this could end up being. We don't know. But that's the thing, isn't it? Is that it doesn't mean it's the very next one. We don't know. It doesn't mean you have to entertain anybody, because some people that cross paths with us, it's just to show us what not to be. Not that they come into your life for you to be able to be with them. And I think sometimes we need to do a better job about that. Again, reading the room. You do have a love offer that's kind of lurking at the bottom of the deck there. You have secret lover. Look at that. You want to know what I feel like that secret lover is? We've had a tinge of that energy before, where it's this fantasizing about what the encounter will be like, or what it will be like again. I almost get this. I'm just going to give you as an example. Remember how when Stella got her groove back? She went to fucking Jamaica. She wasn't looking. She ends up meeting Winston. It ends up being this love affair of just amazing sex and just amazing connection. And it ends up actually being something that could be fruitful. But you see how it had that sort of spontaneous, serendipitous kind of an energy? And secret lover doesn't always mean secret because it's a third party and it's cheating. Secret sometimes means sacred. Is it your business to know? Is it your business to know or not, right? Is it secret or is it a sacred thing? I don't tell people because it's not your business, because it's sacred. There is a tinge of how Stella got her groove back. For those of you that could be traveling, it may happen just like that. And for some of you, this could be this encounter, or re-encounter, however that works, where the fireworks are basically through the roof, right? So there's this secret lover kind of a vibe of having a sexual encounter without touching. It's the best way I want to put that. And if you've ever had that, they're powerful and intense. It can be quite orgasmic. That feels like this. It's this extremely sexual encounter and very magical encounter without touching. And whether it's because it happens from across the room, whether it happens because you guys are in the office and you work together, it's day from accounting. Whether this is, I mean, however that's going to work, there's a feeling of, is it all in my head? You know that feeling? Remember, it was that dreaming of you feeling earlier, and I'm feeling like that's the vibe. Is it all in my head? Am I making up this feeling? Is this real? Is this really what it is? And almost for a split second, them being in that sort of energy state of dreaming and romanticizing and even fantasizing about you and the connection and what happens next. So we're going to do an extended that will be only found on my website, saltwaterhealstarot.com, in the special love/oracle sections. And you know what that means. If I'm doing it there, that means I'm going to use the erotic cards. right? Those cards are beautiful cards, but they have, you know, sexual images to them because, I mean, it's that kind of a reading. So in order for you to rent that reading, you'd have to click the word more below this, go to that link with my website, saltwaterhealstarot.com. And again, so it'll be in the special love / oracle readings section of my website. Because you guys know I can't use any of those beautiful but sexual cards on YouTube because they will flag them. And that's how I upload to Patreon, is I have to go through YouTube and go to Patreon. So I can't post them on Patreon anymore like I used to. So the second link down there will be to, I think the second or the third link is to my Patreon, where you can watch all of the other extendeds for the collective readings for, you know, the non-erotic ones. There are also some old erotic ones on there from before they started doing their shit. But in any case, let's get right into it. All right, so I shall be using both decks. I want to use the Casanova erotic deck, and I also want to use the Sexual Tarot Magic deck. They're both erotic decks, okay? Thank you so much for all of your likes, your shares, and your subscriptions here on YouTube, and I will see you guys in the extended. Love you.